Hello, Dr. Sundstrom and classmates. This is Nicole Dalton, and this is my Week 2 Multimedia Discussion Board. And this week we are covering our early theorists. Before applying our theorists, I'll provide a brief background on a public administration situation. So about a year ago, our building and safety director realized that his administration staff was spending a lot of time on the phones in the morning with contractors who were interested in figuring out when their inspection times were going to be and who their inspector was. And it was taking away administration time from helping out people at the counter as well as their regularly assigned duties. So the building and safety director started researching different platforms that could make this process more efficient. So he found the system Quick, which allowed administration staff to text message with contractors to let them know when their inspection was going to be and who their inspector was. And so it really increased staff efficiency and allowing them to work on multiple things at a time. So this could be seen in Frederick Taylor's article. Obviously, Frederick Taylor was the king of the one best way and efficiency and wanting to make staff work as quickly as possible, and that creates better products for the customers that they're serving. And another thing that could be seen in Frederick Taylor's article is the equal division of labor. So when the director saw that there was a change that needed to be implemented, he didn't task that on his administration staff. He went and did the research and found the platform that could be implemented in order to increase efficiency in their workplace. And so you can see that clear division of labor for this situation. The second theorist that could be seen is Leonard White. And Leonard White believed that a good administration would go to seek and eliminate waste and conserve their materials and staff energy. And so by implementing the quick messaging system, instead of having multiple staff spending time on phone calls, it frees them up to help people at the counter and do their regularly assigned work. So it's increasing their efficiency and also maximizing the resources that are available to the building and safety department. One concept that still holds true today is Mary Parker Follett's The Giving of Orders. And I think one thing we can all agree on is, let's say you're working on a project that you've put a lot of time and effort into, and you haven't had much direction from your supervisor, and then you go to your supervisor and present the project that you've been working on, and they say that's not the direction that it needs to go. You need to return back to the drawing board and figure out a different approach. Well, that's going to be pretty disheartening to the staff member who's been working on it. So a different approach that the supervisor could take is by working with the staff member consistently and collaborating. I think one of the most powerful thing in Mary Parker's Follett is the concept of power with rather than power over. When supervisors and staff collaborate together, you're going to have a better product, even if the direction of the project changes, and that's going to make staff feel more motivated. I also think one of the things that are very powerful about this article is the concept that direction and orders need to be given face-to-face and not a long-distance approach. So for me, I personally would rather have those conversations in person or over the phone, or I guess nowadays over Zoom, rather than doing email correspondence, especially on a project like this, or if you're having a staff member take a different direction with a project. So Mary Parker's Follett's, although she was very early on in public administration, her concepts are very strong in today's workforce. Although I believe Woodrow Wilson's article on the study of administration was very accurate for that time period, especially when he said essentially the United States put the cart before the horse, where we created a constitution that was very strong, but we didn't have a game plan on how that constitution was going to be run or administered. But one of the concepts that he stated in the article is the dichotomy, where politics and administration were completely separate entities and didn't have any place to work together or influence one another, but that needs to change nowadays. From my experience in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, our city manager works hand in hand with the city council to collaborate on new objectives and new policies to be implemented in our community in order to make it a stronger city and more resilient. And so I think nowadays politics and administration definitely blend. And honestly, I think that collaboration is what makes a better product and what makes ideas more evolved rather than just politics having an influence on the administration, because the politics may politicians may not have as much knowledge about the community as much as the administration does. So although his concepts were true at the time evolves and so do the concepts. Thank you all so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you all have a great week.